Alright, this is Jolene, the 1971 F250 Highboy. Start with all the new stuff. Brand new rims and tires. Again, everything's in the ad. Got some more video underneath on the lift. She's not perfect, but she shows very well. I'll have detailed photos of little problem areas, dings, dents, things of the sort. A little better close-up of what's going on. Got photos of the floor before the new carpet went in as well. Perfect floorboards, zero rust. Has the rubber reinforcement. Do have a little tear in the little split in the seat here. Oh, and there's another one starting underneath the center belt right there. I believe this seat came out of an early 90s OBS single cab. If you wanted to replace it, that bolts up to the factory bracket, which is really nice. Love that steering wheel. New speakers sound good. Bin tag. And these were all rebuilt, all original Carlite glass on the entire truck. All new felts, wipes, everything in the doors. The windows are super smooth. Lights, wipers, all that. Got photos of the lights running. And this. I love that. Factory fits on the door latches and locks. They're effortless. I did not replace the door seal strips. That's probably the only rubber not replaced on the truck, because they don't leak and they don't whistle. So I didn't see a point to replace them. Doors are excellent. Fortunately, this passenger fender does have this coming through the other side. A little soft right there. Everything else is hard. Patch or replace fender, or let it be. A nice angle of the back of the cab there. You know what that's about. Box works good. The flashers in there. If we can catch them, they work great. So the only thing that hasn't been converted to LED are the front turn signals. Oh, and we do have modern halogens in the headlights. Dash pad is a little cracked up, not terrible, still shows nicely. Retro belts, seat belts, got that airplane style belt. I think this is like a $400 seat belt kit. Very nice. I really like the retro belts. Custom stake sides, light bar behind the grill. That is very nice. And then, of course, 3-point on those. Again, factory tank. All the rubber has been replaced. Does not smell of gas fume at all. You can't pick any of that up. Let's go under the hood. Still see the original lunar green on the firewall. That's on the inside of the cab. Very dry motor. Couple little weeps here and there. Edelbrock 650 carb. That is dialed in. It runs fantastic. Again, all this is in the ad. You know, new belts, Napa, premium belts, brand new power steering pump, plugs, wires, all the service stuff. Air filter, everything's been done. Fuel filter, ready to go. You can see that little bit of, just a hair, just a little bit of weep out of that cap. It's a vent for your crankcase. Just get a little bit out of that. Brakes are good. Brake master cylinder, no leaks. I'm pretty sure the only thing that's leaking is that transfer case seal that I point out on the undercarriage video. Newer battery, it's in good shape. You can see the power steering box and the custom shaft with no soft rag joint in there. Keeps the steering nice and firm. one hand open and close, which is nice. And the bed, in really good shape. Full-size matching spare. That one's actually brand new. It's not touched pavement yet. Our other light bar, really nice for loading gear and trailers. Let's see if I can show this. So there is some damage on the roof of the cab towards the center here. I have not attempted to pull that out. And there's a little damage on the above the rain guard, or the rain rail, the drip rail, right there a little bit. See a little better from this side. The whole flatbed is made out of this channel, very heavy duty channel. I do have provisions on here right there for a CB antenna on both sides. And the stake sides just pop out. I was showing you the latch earlier. Let's continue to give you a nice all-around view. If there's anything you want to see in more detail, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be more than happy to take more HD video or photos. Try and document everything the best I can. Any questions, again, please just shoot me a message. Truck shows and drives great. This gets compliments everywhere I go. Be sad to see this one leave. It's a fun one to drive. Okay, cold start video. It's pretty warm out. It's like 80 something degrees, so it's not very cold. One press on the pedal, pull the choke all the way out. That'll engage your fast idle cam. It only has a little bit of choke right now since it's so warm. Terribly cold-blooded. She warms up pretty quick. Four-speed, granny low gear in first, so I always start out in second. Granny low or first gear is a non-synchro compound gear. It's basically reverse but forward. It's a really long throw. You got to be stopped when you put it in gear. You don't need to touch the gas. We're just idling along. It's really nice if you're pulling a trailer, help starting out. Just put a new turn signal switch in the steering column. Turn signals, everything electrical all works like I said, but for whatever reason the right auto cancel tab broke off already and is not working anymore, so you have to manually cancel the right turn. hazards, all your lighting. These two switches here run your light bars, the front and rear. She's up to temp, choke is off, she's idling nicely. RPM is a nice shift point. I'll keep the windows closed as much as I can. A little warm, but try and keep it quiet in the video. The cab is actually pretty dang quiet. The new carpet kit has the thick backing on it, the sound deadening backing, so that actually does quite a bit to quiet it down in here, which is nice. Truck drives really straight, no hands on the wheel. Very, very minimal play on the steering. About as much as you'd expect in a newer steering box. The steering box is very tight. The steering is actually very responsive. All the front steering components have all been replaced. That's all listed. I won't go over it all again. But yeah, steering's the tightest you're going to find in one of these that doesn't have a modern suspension replacement. Four-wheel discs, it stops pretty good for a truck this size in this age. It ain't a race car, that's for sure. Selectors for the defrost and the vent, your heat, that all works. All the speeds on the fan selector work. Got your vent doors down here. Dip switch is still wired in on the floor for the high beams. Wipers, high and low, park function works. There is not a windshield washer fluid reservoir hooked up. The blades are new. Pretty much all the rubber on this truck has been replaced. And the cabin is pretty quiet. Not much for whistle on the windows and all that, because I rebuilt all the windows. Those are all new seals and felts and all of that stuff. Just put a new power steering pump in it 2 days ago. It works great. There's nothing wrong with the old one, it was just leaking. So I stopped and put a new one in instead of rebuilding and resealing it. The motor's still very healthy. It was opened up and redone a while back. Got good power, good throttle response, it starts up well, idles well, it's pretty dry. You got a little bit of a leak on the transfer case, front output shaft seal, and the oil fill cap on the valve cover on the driver's side tends to get a little blow by and leak out of that. I was looking for a set of like polished Mickey Thompson valve covers or something like that to throw on there in place of the stock Ford ones. Stock ones look okay, but otherwise a very dry truck. Drives great. Daily definitely drove this thing for a long time, taking it on plenty of trips. It always fires up. Transmission shifts beautifully. Love this transmission. They're great. You know, all your stuff. Everything's actually really solid in this truck. All the little blemishes and things like that on the paint and the body, it's all noted in the ad description, all that. Just wanted to give you guys a little view of how she runs down the road. A little bit of bounce in the the speedometer. You probably reroute the cable and make that work a little better. It's not terrible. If it's really cold, it tends to bounce more. It was running smoothly earlier, so sometimes it does settle down. It's pretty common. Just a great driving little truck. Just butts along. All the gauges work, temperature, oil pressure, the voltmeter for your alternator, fuel gauge in the tank. Still has the factory tank behind the seat. Does not get any gas smell, any gas fumes in the truck whatsoever. It actually, all that rubber's been replaced, and there's no smell at all. It's perfect. It doesn't leak any gas out of the filler cap. It's got a new gas cap on it for that reason. Park her here, and we'll do a little outside walk around video. I usually throw it in again. Idle's great. Show you all the dash. No dieseling. That carburetor's tuned perfect, and I throw it up in first in that low gear for my parking brake. And we'll show you all the outside.